Good morning, everybody. This is Janelle Kiefer with Tenacious J, and I have to say, I'm so excited. My guest, Mandy Mancini, is absolutely unbelievable. Her story to where she is now is exciting. It's a different trajectory, and she basically doubled her business in a 12-month calendar year. Mandy, welcome.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you. Likewise, I feel like I'm looking in the mirror at myself, and it's a nice
We're
younger
always
version. I'll take
twinning
it.
with our hair.
Our hair, our color, clothes, whatever, but
I
it's
love
good.
it.
Great minds. So, guys, for you, the people that don't know Mandy yet, um, Mandy, tell us a little bit about your journey. You didn't start in real estate when you came right out of school. So, how did you get to where you're at?
Yeah, so I was in the beauty industry. I was in beauty and grooming. I built brands. I built teams nationally, and the Caribbean, of course. Anywhere where there was like a Sephora, and I was in like the heyday of like Sephora really expanding and building,
Mhm.
which I had no idea then that that would actually help me now in exactly what I do. So still a heavy sales background, heavy training and education background, and leadership background, which
Mhm.
was great. When I started real estate, you think you're going to be on your own until you realize you have no idea what you're doing. So
Right.
I jumped on a team, jumped a couple of teams, found a home with a big team that I ran, helped build that out, help create, some systems and things like that within there. We were a high volume team as well. Kind of just it was time for me. I was selling
Right.
30 to 40 million dollars on a team, and decided I needed to do something on my own after I'd been with them for 7 years.
Yeah.
Left there, and started my own team, and satellite brokerage, with my business partner. So KW satellite office in downtown
Mhm.
Columbus, which has been great.
Yeah.
Kind of just with the mindset of like, we want people surrounding us that have, the same vibe. Like, you
Right.
want to grow, you want to be better, you want to do more, you want to, show up for your clients,
Mhm.
have big businesses. And so that's been really fun and great. And so in the last 3 years, I've built out a team that's rocking and rolling.
You're killing it. And what's funny is every successful agent has like a turning point. So you're on that team for 7 years and you're a natural leader. So sometimes it's hard to be on a team when you just want to evolve on your own, but it's not your team. So what was the turning point? The moment that you realized that, I'm really going to make a serious career and my own team. What was the turning point?
So I think for me, I had ran that team for a long time, and the team lead, personal stuff and life and all of that was not really front and center, and that was okay. I mean,
Right.
I had a really close and great relationship with him, and he taught me a lot. Um, and I loved growing in that environment, but I had kind of outgrown it. He was looking to maybe move brokerages at the time.
Mhm.
I also think that it is hard for people that have been in business a really long time to grow with what's happening now.
Right.
Social media, video, just stuff, right? And
Right.
so we were just no longer on the same page. And truly, what I believed is that what I wanted and what I wanted next really did not align with his vision. And
Right.
at that point, I was going to be bad for his brand, for his team. And so, though I knew I needed to go out on my own, the decision was a lot about like, I don't fit in here anymore for
Yeah.
you.
Right.
And I think I was really burnt out too. I needed something different.
Mhm.
Um, and I just needed to do this on my own. I
Oh,
think there was probably a lot of reasons for that. And it's always hard, it's like a breakup, but it's a breakup in business. And
right.
it was got a little messy. But I'm so, so happy that I did what I did. And even on that messy road, like it is worth the right now.
Oh, 100%. And you're a visionary and you're a hard worker. So it's really hard to be comfortable. You can be very, very successful and comfortable, but I don't pick that up on you at all. So it is that evolution to kind of continue your vision of where you want to be. And it doesn't end and it doesn't change, which is really, really actually exciting, which I think leads to your production. It's so impressive. So what do you think are your top three habits that really got you to where you are right now?
You know, it's so funny because people want to have these top three habits and they want it to be something epic, and it is
Hmm.
not epic.
Hmm.
The one thing that I notice that is a similarity between all top producers, and sounds so stupid, we all have a damn notebook.
You keep a schedule?
We keep a schedule. So like I live by my calendar. That's always evolving of like, so this year I don't go to the city. I live about 35 minutes outside of the city. Most of my business is inside of the city or in another like market. And I don't go. I tie myself down to my computer every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'm only going to the city on Tuesday and Thursday. I control my schedule that way. My notebook, keeping a to-do list, keeping a calendar, making sure I'm writing everything down, my database, CRM is huge, making sure you're
Hmm.
following up, like all these stupid little things. But I always say when you're slow, you go back to the things that like got you here. So like writing down every single lead. I'm a big writer. I think something that probably has to do a little bit with like my age, right? Like I
What are
I
you
can't
talking
do the
about?
I can't do the digital stuff as much,
Right.
but it is proven that if you write stuff down, it resonates more with your
Yeah.
brain. And
Hmm.
so like I write down every person I'm talking to during the week, and then that those people roll to the next week. That sounds like such a stupid thing, but you're never going to beat me in follow up. And you know that is one of those tiny habits that is huge.
Hmm.
Um, the calendar is huge. Like schedule your life. You know, go get dog food is on my calendar. You know, that's so dumb. And then I think leverage, um, leverage is huge. Like know what
Yeah.
you're good at, know what you're bad at, and
Mhm.
leverage all of those things.
Right.
Um, you know, that's easy to say now, but I also think when you're starting, that's not necessarily something that you can do.
Right.
But if you're partner up with someone. I was at an event in Columbus called Rebel, and they were talking about like finding someone within your world that you can partner up with that like you're really good at this and you're really good at that. And actually, my
Mhm.
business partner now, what's funny is when we started, he was 1 year ahead of me, and that's what we did. I was like the paperwork queen, and
Mhm.
he will get out there, get listings, all of that. And we partnered and we were both out and about, but I made sure we were buttoned up behind the scenes. And it's like,
Yep.
that was leverage. It's
Heck
just
yeah, for both of you.
not that you paid for. So get
Right.
creative, I think. But those habits, right? Again, that notebook and writing down what you're doing, having your to do list, checking it off, making sure you don't miss things, calendar and
Mhm.
leverage.
I love it, Mandy. And you know what, too? It's the boring things, it's the mundane things, it's the consistent things that build the
It's
success.
consistent.
It's not every single post you put and every photo shoot. It's the boring things, and the little things are huge to your clients, like your follow up.
The smallest things will make the biggest impact. So we had this crazy windstorm here in Columbus last week, and it was 70-mile-an-hour winds. And
Hmm.
so like our power was out. I mean, it was just a mess.
Yeah.
Trees down everywhere. And so on Friday night when that was happening, my husband and I went out and drove around just to like see if anybody needed any help, like if any big trees are down on anything.
Hmm.
I've actually been in a house where a tree's fallen on it, and it's scary, it's
Very.
wild. And so we just went perusing around. And like as we were doing that, I was like, okay, wait, let me check on boom, 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 boom. Like all these people that I know that
Yeah.
live in areas where like I live on a wooded lot. So like five people hit my mind immediately. So I started sending those texts, right? And that was on Friday night, my wooded lot people, right? My top. And
Yeah.
then on Saturday morning, I get up, I text my team and I'm like, check in with your clients today. Do they need a roofer? Do they need someone to help them to get the tree off? And that text alone just really hit. One, I text because I gave a shit. Like I had
Right.
a client that lives right down the street from me out here in Granville, and I knew her husband was traveling in Costa Rica. And I said, hey, girl, is Dan still gone?
Hmm.
We're driving around. Do you need any help? How are the trees around your house? That went so far. But, you know, I did that not because they're my client, but because I give a shit.
Because you care. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's huge. And I think that's a differentiator in this business too. Like, why are you here?
Right.
But that, you know, those are the little things. And what I'm really trying to do now with my team, I think I'm a good leader, but like,
Hmm.
what are the nuances that got me here? What are the
Right.
nuances that keep clients coming back? And I think it's those things. Like if I'm
Yeah.
in a neighborhood showing a house and I've sold a house in that neighborhood, I'm texting them like, hey, I was here. Or hey, I saw this. Hey, even like it's so stupid, but if I go show a house in a neighborhood that I've already sold in, I'll send them the listing. Like I was in this house. Can you believe these cabinets? Or like something, like whatever it is.
You're
Like,
always top of mind. You make your
yeah,
clients feel like they're always right here. And they
right.
are, but you
Right.
also make them feel that way. Right.
Correct. And
Yeah,
after
that's
12
huge.
years, there's a lot of them. So you got to make sure your brain is moving or have a CRM that helps prompt you for that.
Right. Okay. So let me back up because what you said was, you genuinely, you authentically care, and people's BS meters, like you can sniff it a mile away, right? So when you're in this situation, and coming from contribution is always an easier way to just kind of get your foot in the door for somebody, like you genuinely care. Do you see a disconnect with, let me just say, this is off the script, with newer agents who just want to say, hey, I was thinking about you. Are you buying or selling? Versus, hey, you know what? I saw a car, just remind me just of yours. Or, like you said about the windstorm.
I think that you get in this business, I think people see the glam. The glam came at a really high cost.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that people associate real estate with like these shows and it's not real. Those people don't sell any real estate anyway. Like if it's not Sirhan, like the rest of them probably aren't selling a ton. And
Right.
so I think people have to like switch on and off reality. I think that successful people in this business innately are good, kind people that do have hustle. If you are here and you are not trying to serve and help and be just like bring value to people, like if that's not at your core, you're probably not going to go very far. This isn't a
Right.
money business, it's a relationship business. And if you're not good at building that, you see the agents that in like the good times, because we're not in the good times right now, but in the good times they went like they did really well. And in the
Mm-hmm.
last few years, you see them not really selling at all. And it's because there's no authenticity there. There's no realness or people people are showing up for the wrong reasons and
Right.
people are going to see right through that.
Yeah.
So, and if you're not willing to go the extra mile, like I had this huge listing in German Village. They're a friend of mine. They're a client of mine. I just love them. And it was funny because I knew I was going to sell the house that day, but like the planter boxes, it was like in a weird time of year. So I'm standing out front on a ladder in the rain and I'm replanting the planter boxes. And I get a ping on Instagram, and it's my client tagging me with the video of me in the rain
Yes.
planting the planter boxes. And she's basically like, if your realtor isn't doing this, like you've got the wrong one.
Right.
And I like laughed, like, I didn't do that for clout. I wasn't videoing me. Her ring
Right.
camera got me. I did it because I was trying to do my job. I was also like, what an amazing thing in spring. They came home. All their planter boxes were dead when they left, and they came home and they were all planted and beautiful. And like,
Beautiful.
it's
Right.
so stupid and silly.
But it's not.
But it's like, it's not. It's those things.
Mhm.
And if you don't have a heart like that wants to serve, you're not even going to think to do that shit. And I'm going to
Right.
beat you every time because of it.
Well, every time. And even like new agents, so you're luxury and it's taken time to get, but you are luxury. Like that is your, so even those that in here are selling the bungalows over here in Cleveland, you don't need to do a planter, but what you can do is stop and get your clients coffee, stop and anticipate a need for closing. Give, instead of a closing gift, just give them something, knowing that you're not waiting for your commission paycheck to give them a gift. You know what I
I
mean?
also feel like, everyone's like, you sell luxury, the stuff you sell is so beautiful, da da da. I also like today, I listed two condos under $300,000 and I
Mhm.
treated them the same. Luxury is not a price point. Luxury is a lifestyle. It's a level of service. It's an
Yep.
experience. I believe that the reason I get the luxury listings are because I do the extra. And it's funny, you and I were just talking about our mutual friend who introduced us.
Right.
And, all weekend he was mulching yards.
Oh, I know. I saw that was awesome. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that right there,
Mhm.
those are the things, like just being willing to do the extra. I've done some
Right.
crazy stuff, and that's a luxury experience. And if
Mhm.
you can learn to do that at any price point, it gets really easy when it's, heavier lifting at the higher price points.
Absolutely, because people want to feel important no matter what, because they are. It doesn't matter how big your wallet is. Depends
Well,
on,
and
what you're buying this for, right?
100%. And remember that person. I've got this client right now. That person that bought the $300,000 house from you when they were 22 is 27, buying the maybe it was like 6 or 700, and then now they're looking at 1.5, 1.7 because they're married and they're super successful. So like I started when this client of mine was really young. Now I have his wife too, who I adore, and they're
Mhm.
friends, and I've watched them grow, and they're having their first baby. But people start to level up, and you just have to level up with them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, it sounds like a lot of your business today comes from referrals. But when you were starting, how did you lead generate to become where you are right now?
So it's funny. When I was on a team, I had a lot of leads, but I wasn't on
I
that
was
team until
curious.
year three. My
Mhm.
first year of real estate, I did like about $8 million, and I was the open house queen. I did 4 days of open houses. If you are
Yes.
not sitting in open houses and you do not have a script to land clients and you are not good at getting information, call me. I have built my business off of being in front of people. Also, stay ready. If you aren't, I was at all the realtor association meetings. I was touring
Mhm.
homes. I did previews every week. I was so immersed in real estate. There was a point in downtown Columbus, if you wanted to buy something, you had to have me because I knew everything. And I'd show you about 2 properties. I had this rule, like I don't show more than 3 properties, and I never did. So I'm going to land
Mhm.
it on the first one, and then I'm going to show you next what you're buying. Because I was that good, I was that plugged in. You've got to know your market. You need to know what's going on. You need to
Mhm.
like immerse yourself. And that sometimes means now my market is really big. I just do luxury anywhere and everywhere
Mhm.
because I can deliver. But like I was downtown or bust. Like I didn't leave a 3 mile radius ever. And I was the streets. Like I knew
Mhm.
everything and
So
everyone and
important.
every building and every house. I
Mhm.
mean, there's houses and properties I've sold multiple times now.
Mhm.
Um, you just you have to know what you're talking about. You cannot wing it. So if you're doing an open house, you better know everything that's on the market around it. You better know the comps. You
Mhm.
better know the neighborhood. You better know the school district. You better know the property that you're in. The other thing that people are missing on is like people came to see that house, sell that house, and then you just from there, I would get 3 to 5 people to talk to every single week just off of open houses. That's
Right. You want
incredible.
ROI for your time. You're not just sitting there opening a door. You want ROI for the time you're spending in a house, which I think a lot of new agents, they're like, I have nothing to do. Go tour. Go to an
Go
open
tour.
house. Yeah. Yeah.
Go to
Learn
those
the
realtor
inventory.
meetings, yeah, for the different areas, meet those
Mhm.
people, understand like what's going on around you. I laughed. I was like cleaning something out the other day that I had in storage, and inside there was like, I keep all my notebooks from like forever. There was a stack of notebooks, and I was going through it, and I was like, holy database. Like there's just names and
Oh,
numbers
yeah.
and people from open houses.
Yes.
Stop waiting for people to sign in. Stop waiting for people to, well, first of all, don't bring MLS listings and don't have any paper with you in the open house. We are in a digital age, and you better get their number. And if you need a script for that, I will give you one. But you got to get smart. You got to think on your feet. I'm bringing an insurance agent today with me to a big, it's like a realtor, um, it's for March Madness, but it's like a huge
Nice.
party.
Nice.
And my friend, like old friend, he just got his insurance license or whatever the hell. I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're trained. And he was like, okay, what do I need to do? I said, do not bring business cards. And he was like, what? And I was like, oh no, we're getting everyone's number. I'll give you the script when we get there.
Do you have a
But
dot?
it's like, what's that?
Do you have a dot?
No, I don't. I
So
just
how do you get their phone? Give me a quick script. How do you get their numbers?
so you're talking right, talking shop, da da da. Um, I have my phone.
Okay.
And I literally say, hey, what's your phone number? And I drop you my contact.
Okay. I'm thinking to myself, what are you memorizing this shit on your notebook? You
Hey,
just
what's your
ask them
phone
for the
number?
number.
And nobody, because
Talking.
that's so quick, Johnny on the spot, like they don't have time to
Yeah.
think. They just rattle off their phone
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm like
what's your
recreating the
phone
wheel.
number?
I'm like, what are you doing? Mental telepathy? No, you just
No,
ask them for their phone number. Right.
because I want their phone number. And then what I do is I go into my notes, I put down their phone number, put down their name, and I say, did this, XYZ. This is what we talked about. Then I come
Yeah.
home and in my database, and then I have a plan for what I'm doing for them and why, and
Absolutely.
a deliverable.
Yes.
And follow up, follow up.
That's
Nice
how
to
you create
meet
your
you.
business. Yeah.
Yeah.
When people say, call me, no, you reach out to them. How are you supposed to get your pipeline? Right?
100%. Well, and have some like refer back to what you talked about. Like, oh my God, that was the best conversation about XYZ. But I think too, like, those are innate things to my personality.
Yes.
Like, if I meet somebody and I like them, it's not just because it's a business, it's because I really had a nice time talking to them and I want them to know that. So
Right.
instead of thinking things in your head, start saying them to people.
1,000%. That's tactical empathy. Read the book, Fight Less, Win More. Talking
Love
about
that.
what you're feeling them feel. Recognize it. They feel seen, they feel heard, and it's genuine.
And also, like, when you're out and about, start practicing this. And I
Mhm.
think as a woman, you can relate to this. I have seen women, and you can just see it all over their face, like the heaviness of the day or life or the children or whatever. One thing, like, I've been in Costco before, and there's a woman juggling 4 children, and,
Is it me?
literally,
Kidding.
right? And you can just tell.
Yeah.
And one kid's getting away, and you're stopping the kid, and you're like, bringing the kid back, and, um, you know, you're doing amazing. I don't know how you do this. I don't have kids. Like,
Right.
moms are mind blowing. You're killing it today. Or the woman walking in the parking lot with the bright blue sweater on and it looks so gorgeous on her. And you think that in your head and you're like, that color looks amazing on you. And
Mhm.
it is so crazy that you can change someone's day off of the smallest thing, grabbing the coffee behind you, or in front of you at
Yes.
Starbucks. Like, that's
Mhm.
dumb, but it's easy. I think it's just that like pay it forward mentality and literally like what someone makes you feel saying it out loud to them.
100%. And I think it's not natural for everybody. It happens when, well, I think you have to have a love and a confidence for yourself and be able to receive other people and be okay
Yeah.
with that. It's not a threat. If you tell somebody they're beautiful or they look great or they're, killing it, it's genuine and people need to
Well,
hear that.
even in a transaction, so I had a mess on Friday. I had a client, not my client, I had the listing, but the buyer never wired the money. Said they were wiring, never wired the money, went ghost.
Oh boy.
Wild. So my client handled it very well and was very, very kind. Well, it's not missed on me that that situation rarely happens when it is someone didn't close. And now I have to tell them I don't even have an excuse. I don't have a reason. I don't know. I can't track them down. I can't find them. I have no idea. So I'm calling them. So as we're talking, the next day, I say, guys, I just really want to thank you for how you've treated me through this. This is really stressful.
Yeah.
And even though I know it's not my fault, I'm here to help facilitate this. And a lot of times I'm the fall guy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your kindness and your understanding. Do you think that there is anything that we could have done differently in this situation that I could have handled better or different, or that
Mm-hmm.
how could we not end up here? That's really important to me. What do you think? My client was shook. Like, what,
Yeah.
Mandy? And
Well,
I'm like, and so then we
you
talk
humanize
through,
yourself.
be real. Like,
Right.
I have huge volume. That doesn't mean that I treat people transactionally. That doesn't mean that the client isn't important. That doesn't mean that deal isn't important to me. And I
Right.
think like that simplicity of being human is such
Mhm.
a game changer in business.
It is absolutely. It helps you scale without even trying.
Mhm.
So we've covered so much, but I think that a part that right now in this market, if your sales skills, your negotiation skills are not sharp, you're going to lose. you can know so much, you can know your territory, you have to know your business, but you also have to be a negotiator on behalf of your client. So give me an example of a time that you just, it was the toughest negotiation you had, and how did you overcome it? How did you succeed from it?
So it's interesting. I had the largest deal in my life in December of 25. And it was a deal I had never done. It was truly like a business acquisition. We did a 10-unit Airbnb. I had the buyer, I had the seller, I had everybody in between. I mean, it was intense. It was actually just a phone call on a Sunday night about a $2.5 million duo. And as it went on, I positioned, because it was the better situation for the buyer, obviously for the seller too, for them to buy the $10 million of all 8 units. The reason why I was able to do that is because at every one, I had some past experience with what this buyer was asking me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that allowed me to educate my seller. It allowed me to have high level conversations with the attorney that was helping us. If you don't know, you better learn. Start asking questions. I called 3 different agents during this whole thing that
Mm-hmm.
I knew could help me, because of the relationships I had. Being knowledgeable, I was on ChatGPT, I was on Google, I was figuring out words, I was figuring out strategy, I was asking the questions. I was also, if you're not training your ChatGPT to not be your friend and to be like your mentor or not your yes man, you have a problem. They're not giving you real information. So make sure you're doing that. That's a whole
Mm-hmm.
nother podcast for a whole nother day. But
Right.
it allowed me to get real details, real information, being able to speak the language. So what I learned in that is that every experience you have will get you to the next experience so that you know how to handle it. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing ever wasted. It's just an arsenal of information that ends up in your head.
Mm-hmm.
But I really learned that I don't know everything in this business. There's always going to be something different, something new.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to continue to learn. I have to continue to ask questions. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call. That's why be nice to everybody, be kind to everybody, because when you need them,
Yes.
I had one agent, I knew he had done this, and I called him. I said, Brad, help. What do I
Right.
do? And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm like, isn't this weird? I think this sounds funny. This sounds like fraud. What is this? Because it was
Right.
so different for me. And he was like, it's not fraud. It's this. Look at this. Blah, blah, blah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like, just learning so much. And so I think you have to stop putting yourself on an island and thinking you know everything. You don't. Have mentors, people, other agents that you know at a high
Mm-hmm.
level can have conversations with you. I'm still talking through things with my peers all of the time, every
Mm-hmm.
day, all day. And I think that that is huge. So um, it's not always going to be black and white. I
Right.
think that communication is key. That's the other piece, is even on the deal that died on Friday, we talked so openly and so transparently,
Mm-hmm.
obviously at the permission of our clients,
Of course.
right?
Of
This is
course.
how I
Right.
do business. Are you okay with me saying XYZ?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that transparency and that openness, like, stop trying to make these negotiations so muddy and so
I'm gonna win.
yeah, it
Like, it doesn't have to
winning
be
is
that
getting the
way.
deal together.
Right. Figure it out. Solve.
Yeah,
Figure it
figure
out.
it out.
Right.
Stop having that mentality of like, I have to win, I have to have, this leg up or whatever. Winning is getting the deal together because your client wants something, and it is your job to help keep everybody, you know. But yeah, I think it's that open communication. It's that willingness to learn. It's the willingness to say, hey, you know what? I don't know about that. Can you give me a minute? I'm going to go
Yes.
educate myself so that we can have a better conversation about this, and I can have an opinion
Right.
without, you know, saying something stupid.
We're blowing smoke. And I think that's the problem. People are so afraid of not knowing everything. And when you stop and say, I don't know, let me get back to you, what it's also showing is your response is that you take them seriously, their questions seriously. You're not just blowing smoke. What I also heard from you is that you leveraged your friends in the industry, because here's the thing. People that do not ask for help, for mentorship in the industry, have a scarcity mindset. They think that this is mine. I don't want to share it. They might go after my client, or I don't want them to think I don't know. So I'm
If
not
they
going to
can
ask.
get your client, they were never your client. Just like if they can
Period.
get your man, they were never your man.
Exactly. Well, exactly. Right.
But also
Right.
like
Right.
title partners, like why aren't you picking up the phone and asking your title partner? Like that's so
Right.
huge to me. Asking the question of the people that help support your business and know, can we
Right.
do this? Can
Right.
we hold this much escrow? Can we hold
Mm-hmm.
it for that long? Can we not
Right.
record the land contract? Can we wait till the balloon payment? Is that legal? What does this
Right.
look like?
And then you say, hey, call my title partner. Call them because you don't sell title, you don't sell insurance, and you're not a loan officer. So
Get
it is
everyone
important to have those
involved.
people. Right. Get on the team. Yeah. That's and even if you're a solo agent, you have a team. You just need to build your network. Well, we're kind of like running out of time, which I could talk to you all day. But I don't know if anyone will be watching past 3 hours. Just kidding. All right. Give me what like your future is huge, and I know it's kind of, I'm sure you have a plan. Being a visionary, you also have an idea of what you're going to manifest. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So I think I'm going to get back into coaching. I want to coach high level salespeople that are building and scaling. I think I've learned a lot. And I want to share that with people. I think that's huge. I also am positioning myself to travel with my clients to other markets, to help facilitate real estate transactions for them and how that works with getting paid and not being licensed in another market. So that's a big piece of what I'm doing next. I'm very developer heavy, so it frees me up to not be in person
Yeah.
all of the time because we're developing properties and it's a lot of like computer and talking and all of that. So that's one thing. And then the big piece for me is that I really want to own a boutique hotel. So that's like my next major play.
Andy, in all your free
Yeah.
time. That's
Yeah. So that's huge because I think I know how to build a brand. We know how to deliver experience. And so I'm trying to like learn who I can partner with the right people to make that happen.
that's huge. You want to focus on Columbus for that?
Nope. I want somewhere warm.
Hallelujah. That sounds very nice.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Mandy, you're a wealth of knowledge. You're a lot of fun, and I love that your charisma and authenticity just comes through the screen. So thank you for sharing your time. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you for your time and having me. It was awesome. Great talking to you.
Awesome. Thanks. All right, you guys. Janelle Key from Tenacious J. Let's sell a home together.